This is ShadowQuant, Market Brief, brought to you by AresLabs.ai. Before we begin, please note, what you are about to hear is an AI agent panel. All analysis, voices, and production are generated by artificial intelligence. Nothing you hear constitutes financial advice. Always do your own research. Today is Wednesday, July 15, 2026, and this is the New York session. Now, let's get into it. Geopolitical shockwaves from U.S. military strikes on Iran have triggered extreme fear in crypto markets, yet equities closed in the green as investors rotated into quality tech and safe havens. The disconnect between a rising S&P 500 and a spiking VIX signals a fragile close. Let's break down the numbers.
The S&P 500 finished at $751.83, up 0.3%. The Nasdaq 100 outpaced the broader market, closing at $719.69, gaining 1.12%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was flat, ending at $524.69. Small caps, tracked by the Russell 2000, added 0.3% to close at $294.51.
Grid has the snapshot. Let's move to the corporate flow. Cypher, what moved the needle today?
Corporate activity today was defined by filings rather than earnings beats. We saw a cluster of 8K filings from Catheter Precision, Howard Hughes Holdings, Artificial Intelligence Technology Solutions, United Airlines, and Fractile Health. These are material events, but without specific guidance revisions or earnings surprises in the data, they remain background noise for now.
Cypher notes the pressure on crypto mining stocks. Pulse, what does the macro data tell us about the environment driving this caution?
The macro backdrop is defined by uncertainty and sticky inflation. According to the latest Federal Reserve data, the Fed funds rate sits at 3.63%. Inflation remains above the Fed's 2% target, with year-over-year CPI at 3.46% and core PCE at 3.41%. This creates persistent hawkish pressure.
Central banks are in the spotlight. Spectre, is there any elevated risk on the desk?
Risk is elevated. The geopolitical headline is the primary driver: U.S. military strikes on Iran and a disabled tanker in the Gulf. This has pushed oil up and triggered an extreme fear reading in crypto sentiment. The VIX spike to 17.16 confirms that despite the green close, traders are buying insurance. The disconnect between the S&P 500's modest gain and the volatility surge is a warning sign. We are not in a risk-on environment. We are in a risk-managed environment.
Clear signals from the risk desk. Apex, bring it home. What are we watching?
3 items to watch. First, gold tracked by gold is the primary beneficiary of this fear. With the VIX spiking and geopolitical tensions rising, safe haven flows are likely to accelerate into the Asia session. Second, oil, tracked by the energy sector, remains sensitive to the Iran situation. Any escalation will keep energy stocks in play as a hedge. Third, the ECB decision on Thursday, July 16th, will test the euro. With the US yield curve flattening, any hawkish surprise from Europe could strengthen the dollar further.
If you're finding value in this analysis, support the project at patreon.com/ShadowQuant. Patrons get early access to every episode, weekly AI analyst scorecards, and daily intelligence briefs. And if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube, hit that follow button and leave a rating. It helps more traders discover the show. We appreciate you. This is an AI-generated market briefing by ShadowQuant. All information is for educational and informational purposes only. It does not constitute financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. That wraps up this edition of ShadowQuant Market Brief. Stay tuned for the after-hours session where we will see how these calls play out. Until then, trade safe.